So hi guys, it's Rita, and as promised, I'm here to update you guys really quick on weeks 5 through 7. If you didn't watch any of my previous videos, then you don't know that at about 4 weeks and 6 days, I took a home pregnancy test, and then at 5 weeks and 2 days, it was confirmed by a doctor that I was pregnant. Today is February 7th, 2012, I am 7 weeks and 5 days. So I change weeks every Thursday. So on Thursday I'll be 8 weeks. And tomorrow morning I actually have my first but second prenatal appointment, and I'll kind of explain what I mean by that once I talk a little bit more. So, as far as symptoms go for weeks 5 through 7, well, actually let's talk about symptoms for week 4. Because obviously I had to wonder or think that something was going on in order for me to take a pregnancy test to begin with. Well, the two main things that made me take a pregnancy test in week 4 were the fact that one, my cycle was due to come on the 13th or the 15th of January. It varies. Some months it's the 13th, sometimes it'll come on the 14th, the 15th, so I always give it between those days. And it didn't come. So, with the same token, I was also very dehydrated. I wanted Gatorade. I wanted water. Like, I didn't really want soda or anything like that. I just wanted stuff that would actually quench my thirst. And I remember when I was pregnant with Kimura, I was nothing but dehydrated. All I wanted to drink was pink lemonade with Kimura. So when I started drinking the Gatorade and wanting the water, which are things that I drink water every day, but like Gatorade and stuff like that, it's not something I would normally drink every day. So that got me concerned. And with those two things, it convinced me to take a pregnancy test. Voila, I found out I was pregnant. Boy, oh boy, and no sooner than I found out I was pregnant did the nausea start. I mean, morning sickness out the behind. Not necessarily throwing up, because I have not thrown up yet, but I have felt like I was going to throw up. But non-stop morning sickness, non-stop nausea, and not just in the mornings. Like, when I say morning sickness, it's really all day sickness, because it was lasting through my entire work day. It was hitting me really hard, like mid-morning, lunchtime, like maybe around anywhere from like 10 to 12 o'clock. And even into 1 and 2 sometimes. I was just like, blah. I was putting my head down at work, and it was just bad. And to be honest, as far as the nausea goes, it really didn't start subsiding until maybe, I want to say, the end of my 7th week. The end of my 6th week. So right before I turned 7 weeks. So maybe about a week and a half, the nausea lasted like every day, 24 hours. It was bad. I have never experienced that, because with Kimura, I did not have any morning sickness whatsoever that I can remember. So this was a new feeling for me, and I did not like it at all. I was very upset that I was having this sickness. One of my other symptoms that I experienced in the beginning, which was probably around week 5 and 6, and then it started to subside, was exhaustion. Pure exhaustion. Like, at work, I would maybe make it to right before lunchtime, maybe 11 o'clock, and then I would just clonk out. I would want to literally fall asleep at my desk. I would go get off work at maybe 4:30, pick Kimura up by 5. Sometimes my workday runs till 5, so I might pick Kimura up at 5:30. I'd feed her, get her dinner. I'd, cook dinner really quick. By that time, it's normally 7:30, and I was done for the day. I wanted to be in bed for the rest of the night until the next morning. And I was on the couch. I was sleeping. Keith was like, you're sleeping a lot. And then I would get up from the couch, and I'd be in bed, and it still wasn't enough sleep. So nausea and pure exhaustion, dehydration, wanting liquids were definitely the 3 biggest symptoms that I had in the very beginning, weeks 5 through 7. I'm trying to think if I had any other symptoms. Oh, yes, there's another big one. I'm sorry. So it wasn't 3, it's 4 very big symptoms. Kimura wanted to get on the bed. The 4th very big symptom that I was having that actually concerned me, and it was, I want to say it started in the 4th week because it started before I even knew I was pregnant, and it lasted until probably the end of my 6th week. Actually, you know what? It probably hasn't stopped yet, now that I think about it. And that is cramping. I have been cramping so bad, especially weeks 4 and 5. I was cramping to the point where I thought my cycle was going to come on. You know, when it didn't come on the 13th, I was cramping like crazy. And I was like, oh, well, you know, maybe it'll come on the next day. Those days went by, I was still cramping. Took the pregnancy test, positive, and I was still cramping like crazy. And it was a cramping that felt like menstrual cramps. So, you know, that concerned me because I didn't know what that meant. I never had cramping like that before. And then especially after I saw that it said I was pregnant and I was still having this cramping, you know, it was just weird. It concerned me. And I hadn't been to the doctor yet, you know, the actual OBGYN to, you know, question, you know, these symptoms. But, you know, once again, I do work with kind of in this field. I remember what my doctor said when I was pregnant with Kimura, and I did some research online, and apparently cramping can be kind of normal in the first trimester, but I was cramping an awful lot. So dehydration, exhaustion, cramping, and whatever I said the other symptom was. I forget. I don't know if that's pregnancy brain already, but I definitely forget. So just rewind, and you guys will be able to know what that other one I said was. But yes, so I don't think I really had any other major symptoms besides that. Last night, which would have been February 6th, I did have some strange cramping in the middle of the night. Actually, you know what? Rewind, because this is something important that I do want to talk about and that I do want to ask about. And that is intercourse in the first trimester. So a few nights ago, you know, me and hubby were together. We live together. We sleep together every night. I mean, we share a bed. You know what I mean. But, you know, there are times when we're intimate. So what do you guys think about intimacy within the first trimester? Because what I experienced actually just only a day ago was that after intercourse, there was some light pinkish red spotting. So, you know, immediately, I didn't think anything of it because I figured it was due to the intercourse, and that was fine. I had some slight cramping. Once again, I figured, okay, it's probably due to the intercourse. So I mentioned it to my supervisor at work, who knows a lot more about, you know, pregnancy and things like that than I do, to a certain extent anyway. And, you know, she told me, you know, it can be normal, but still to follow up with my actual OBGYN or my own call doctor. So I did call them, and they told me that it probably could just be like a popped blood vessel or something like that, and it's very common within the first trimester. And as long as it stops, and as long as it's not dark red and doesn't continue to bleed, then there's really nothing to worry about. So they didn't ask me to come in or anything like that. And, you know, it did not continue. It was only right immediately after intercourse. But I just, you know, was kind of wondering because even with Kimura, that's not something that I, you know, got scared of. I know some people, you know, will push away from the whole intercourse thing in the first trimester until they get to the second trimester, just out of worries that, you know, things can happen. I don't know. What do you guys think? Tell me about it. Because that's, you know, my experience with it. And that happened on yesterday, right? Yeah, that happened yesterday, the 6th. No, I'm sorry. That happened on the 5th. That happened Monday. That happened. And my appointment is tomorrow, Wednesday. So, I don't know. I'll mention it to the doctors again at the appointment and let them know, because the following day, which was yesterday the 6th, I did have some strange cramping, but it was at the end of the day when I was in bed, and, you know, it hurt, and I was, like, breathing through it, and it lasted maybe, like, 5 minutes, and then it went away. And I don't know what that was, and I didn't do anything this time, and I was just laying there. So, bless you. Say hi, Kimora. You eating your Cheerios? You gonna give a kiss? Give him a kiss. Give him a kiss. Oh. She's giving the camera kisses, but it's not catching it very well. Oh no. So, yeah, that's the sum of my symptoms for this week. I did start prenatal vitamins. They are just the kind that were prescribed to me from my, actually from my primary care physician when I got my confirmation of pregnancy. They prescribed these to me, take one by mouth every day, and I have been, they haven't made me sick or anything like that yet. But yeah, you guys, this video is super long already, and I don't want to talk you guys to death because there really wasn't too many symptoms that I had week 5 through week 7. I do want to say that, you know, on Thursday, I believe it was Thursday of last week, whatever day that was, me and Keith went to my hospital of choice, and we kind of registered, gave them our insurance information. We sat down and talked to one of the current doctors that was on call. We talked to 2 social workers. You know, they just basically talked to us about making sure that we did want this pregnancy, making sure that I was healthy, you know, asking all those questions about our genetic history and which testings and, you know, screenings we wanted done on the baby and when. And then I actually go back tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. for my actual prenatal appointment, where I believe they will try to see if they can find the baby's heartbeat, and I believe she said they may attempt to do a bedside ultrasound, so we'll see. But nonetheless, I will definitely update you guys on Thursday with my doctor's appointment results, and hopefully a heartbeat or some ultrasound footage. Okay? So thanks for watching, guys. Leave comments because I'm sure I probably missed something. But once again, this video is super long and I don't want to have it go any further. Say bye-bye, Kimora. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Give a kiss.